All right, thank you, Angela. Next up, we have Angelina Gabriele, Attorney Angelina Gabriele.
Hi. Excuse me. My name is Angelina Gabriele, and thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. I am currently the Deputy District Attorney at the Kenosha DA's office. As a prosecutor, I'm the only candidate who has dedicated myself for the past 25 years to protecting Kenosha and giving victims a voice. And this is why I am now running for judge. I believe Kenosha deserves a judge with my experience and commitment to this community. I attended Bradford High School and graduated in 1988. I then attended UW-Madison and graduated with a political science degree and went immediately to law school in Madison as well. Excuse me. After graduation, I immediately joined the Kenosha County District Attorney's Office. And I did this because it was very important to me to get involved with protecting children who had been abused and neglected. I believed that victims needed an advocate who would pursue justice while also abiding by the rule of law and ensuring fairness for all those who were involved in the legal system. And I've dedicated myself to protecting Kenosha ever since. I worked for many years in juvenile court in front of Judge Wagner, who's retiring, to try to deter juveniles from future crime. I handled the civil cases involving abuse and neglected children and the termination of parental rights cases so that we could ensure some permanence for kids who were lingering in the foster care system. I've been honored over the years to be able to assist many people who were victimized in some of the most challenging cases to prove, including homicides, women and children who had been sexually and physically abused, and elder abuse cases. I'm proud of my 25 years of dealing with Kenosha's most serious cases. The past 4 years, I've been the Deputy District Attorney, where I supervise 16 assistant district attorneys. I'm involved in policy making in the office, law enforcement training, and I've worked with Mike Gravely, the DA, to bring about treatment court opportunities and diversion programs for those who need it most. As Ms. Cunningham said, it's important that we address mental health issues, addiction issues, and we've worked together in the District Attorney's Office to try to make that happen for Kenosha. Because in the long run, those issues are best to serve and protect our community. Because for me, it's always been about protecting Kenosha victims, I've also been involved in multidisciplinary teams with key stakeholders looking for solutions for child deaths, human trafficking, and child abuse. I've also worked with Representative Tip McGuire on elder abuse legislation that was passed last year. I was fortunate enough and have been fortunate enough to teach prosecutors throughout the state on key issues of law and trial advocacy, and I worked for 2 years at the Attorney General's office, which allowed me to assist victims across the entire state, focusing in particular on the southeastern region of Wisconsin. While I was there, I worked on multi-jurisdictional cases, conflict of interest cases, and those cases involving the commitment of sexually violent offenders in treatment facilities so that they would not assault any other children or women. I bring this commitment to my personal life too. I'm the proud mother of 2 sons and a foster son who's now in the U.S. Air Force. Through him, I was able to firsthand see what comes from being in the foster care system long-term and not having the security of a permanent home, the implicit bias that exists in our community. Right now, I have another teenager who's living with my family, a friend of my youngest son. He's lived with us for the last year, whose father is in prison and whose mother is in a domestically violent relationship. So I have a personal understanding of what domestic violence, drug use, and prison can do to a family, and I think it's important for a judge to know that too. No other candidate has the experience that I have. As I said, for 25 years, I've dedicated myself to protecting and bringing justice to the most vulnerable in our community. I'm uniquely qualified, I believe, because of my 25 years experience handling these serious cases, the complicated legal issues that come with them, the many trials, which has given me the sound judgment to make tough decisions, sometimes right on the spot, and to skillfully handle any kind of case. I also am involved in post-conviction work. Currently, I'm working on the post-conviction efforts of the man who murdered Deputy Frank Fabiano, who's trying to appeal the jury's verdict from 10 years ago, and also Timothy Vanderveer, who drove drunk and murdered 3 members of the Rizzo family. And these issues are really important. Okay, that's a minute. These victims deserve finality. So during my entire career, I've been bound as a public servant to seek the truth and justice, and I have done that. So I want you to understand when I say what I'm going to do as a judge, you can believe it because I've done it for the past 25 years. So I hope you'll consider voting for me next Tuesday. Thank you.